وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وبعد. Alhamdulillah, continuing on with a hadith al-ahkam. The next hadith in the chapter of the description of the prayer of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. عن عائشة رضي الله عنها قالت كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يستفتح الصلاة بالتكبير والقراءة بالحمد لله رب العالمين. And I'll translate as I go because it's a little bit lengthier hadith. Aisha radiallahu anha, she said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he used to open the salah with the takbir, meaning saying Allahu Akbar, and his recitation with Al-Fatiha, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. وكان إذا ركع لم يشخص رأسه ولم يصوبه ولكن بين ذلك. And when he would go into ruku', he would not hang his head down, nor would he he would not raise his head up, nor would he lower his head down. So when he was in ruku' and his back was straight, his head was not up, looking up, nor was it hanging down. ولكن بين ذلك, but it was moderate in between that. وكان إذا رفع رأسه من الركوع لم يسجد حتى يستوي قائما. And when he used to stand, إذا رفع رأسه من الركوع, when he used to stand back up from ruku', he would not go into the sajda until he had fully يستوي قائما, meaning until he had fully and completely stood back up. So he wouldn't move into the next position until he had fully stood back up. وكان إذا رفع رأسه من السجدة لم يسجد حتى يستوي جالسا. And then after he made the sajda, when he sat up in between the two sajdas, he would not go back down into the sajda until he had completely sat back up. صلى الله عليه وسلم. وكان يقول في كل ركعتين التحية, and after every two rak'at he would say the tahiyyat. وكان يفرش رجله اليسرى وينصب رجله اليمنى. He would sit on his left leg, meaning he would flatten his left leg out, so the top of the foot is on the floor, just like we sit in salah, right? The top of the left foot is on the floor, and your hip is on the bottom of your foot. And ينصب رجله اليمنى, he would make his right leg stand. And so this is the common where your toes are down and the foot is raised up like this. And this is again a sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَكَانَ يَنْهَى عَنْ عُقْبَةِ الشَّيْطَانِ, and he used to prohibit people from sitting like shaitan. عُقْبَةِ الشَّيْطَانِ is sitting like shaitan. And this is one of the descriptions that some of the explainers of the hadith they gave, is that this is the way shaitan likes to sit. Astaghfirullah. This is a bad word there, but maybe we'll edit it out. But this is the way shaitan likes to sit, right? And it's similar to how a person would sit if they were using the bathroom. Maybe that's why that word came out. But it's basically when your hips are on the floor and your feet are on the side. Your hips are on the floor, your feet are on the side. You're not sitting on your feet. This is called uqbat al-shaytan. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam yanha, he forbade people from sitting in that manner. وَيَنْهَى عَنْ يَفْتَرِشَ الرَّجُلُ ذِرَاعِهِ إِفْتِرَاشَ السَّبُعِ, and he forbade that a person should spread out his arms like the spreading out of the animals or dogs, and that means the elbows on the ground and hands like this in sajda. So when you're in sajda, your elbows on the ground, your hands extended, he forbade that sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَكَانَ يَخْتِمُ الصَّلَاةَ بِالتَّسْلِيمِ, and he used to finish his salah by saying assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah on one or both sides. Again, there's a difference of opinion in some of the madhahib, if one is enough or both is required. And this is a hadith of Aisha radiallahu anha, again, where she gives some nice details about the salah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And within this hadith, there are some minor differences of opinion amongst the fuqaha on whether some of these things are obligatory or not. The majority of the fuqaha, however, meaning 3 out of the 4 schools, obligate one person, the musalli, the person praying salah, to not go into the next position until they have fully been in the current position. So meaning if you're standing up from ruku', before you are fully standing to go into sajda, they say this is a wajib in salah, so if you are doing this, your salah is not valid. Meaning you're not fully standing up and you just go down into sajda. If you're praying too fast and not being, it's called, in the books of fiqh, they call it tum'anina, which means basically being calm or being at peace, right? And so when you're moving from position to position to fully attain the first position before going into the next. This is an important note. This is again a sunnah in all 4, something that is taught in all of the schools, but 3 out of the 4, they mandate this in a person's salah. And there's other hadith to mention that. And again, just some of the details that we have of the Prophet's prayer. These are all important details because this is a ritual. And the Prophet ﷺ, he said in another hadith, "Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli." He commanded us that you should pray as you have seen me pray, which is why they narrated the descriptions of the prayer of the Prophet ﷺ. At a spiritual level, We can put aside, what is wajib, what is fard, what is obligatory, sunnah. Those are some technicalities. But when you are told that this is how the Prophet ﷺ used to pray, your default mode that you should fall into is, I'm going to do that, right? Why not do exactly what is being narrated from the Prophet ﷺ? We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to accept. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.